Right, great. All right. All right. So we're good to go. So what we want to do now is we want to assume that we have an AWS cloud. You understand?
Yeah.
And from this AWS cloud, let me see. It's not giving me what I want. Okay, no problem. Let's
Can you
just
draw .io? Okay, it's almost the same function.
this is draw.io actually.
Oh yeah, they changed their.
They changed their URL to what is it called? Diagrams.net. So let's get a VPC. Okay, cool. So in every region you can have a VPC. So let's do it like this. Okay. And we'll see the VPC. So okay. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So the next thing we might want to do is this. We're going to have our internet gateway. So let's just put everything IGW. So let's see, internet gateway, internet. Okay, let's just use, okay, this is good. So let's just put it here. We are going to have, how many AZs should we have? Okay, because this is just you and I for now, we're going to
Yep.
improve this later, right? So let's say AZ, which is availability zone. Let's see, let's use something that blends. So we can choose to have more than one, but let's just have, for now, let's have only one availability zone. Okay. In other
Yep.
words, one data center. Okay. One data center. Okay. So in this AZ, we can choose to have public and private subnets if we want to, right?
Yes.
So we will come here and just put subnet. And if we check here, this is private, this is public. So let's click here. This is our public subnet. Click on this. What's wrong with here? Click outside. See what we want. Okay, good. Do we have both? Should we have both of them? Okay, now let's put it here and expand this to this place. And have this here. We can also have a private subnet. Maybe later we'll know what we're going to do in this. So let's. All right, so this is our architecture. So we'll just do this. We'll just give it this color. So, okay, good. This, which is more visible. Okay, this is
Eh,
okay, right?
the way it was before was fine. This one is colorful.
I wanted something you can see. Let me know which of the colors stands
The
out for
other
you.
one, the lemon one. Yeah.
Is it yeah or no?
No, it's like yeah, not yeah.
Okay. Okay, let's see.
Okay.
Okay. Green does it for you.
Let's use the white one, please. This is really too colorful.
Okay.
Yeah, I think this is okay.
All right, that's fine.
Yeah.
So what we want to do is to have an EC2 instance. So we are going to have our EC2 instance. We, in this public subnet, we're going to have like, this is second one. Okay. Let's have another one. Okay, good. And then let's have an RDS database. Okay.
In the public
Right.
subnet, right?
In the private subnet.
Private rather.
This is private, yeah. Right. So now this is how our architecture is going to be like. Okay. So we're going to just give them proper labels, right? So we'll just come here, double click on this and call this. So what I want to do is this. I want to have different kind of simulation whereby we'll just use one for defense, we'll use one for attack, and then just a simulation sort of, right? So I'll just come here and say defense system or defense PC, so that we'll know that it's a PC. Okay. Okay. This one, it's going to be for, what do we use this one for now? We can use this for just thinking. If considering if I should use it for lab or okay. Attack PC. Okay. And then this one can be for SIEM or detection PC. So they should all be able to communicate because they're all in the same network, right?
Yes.
All right. So because they're all in the same network, they're going to communicate. So, but the most important thing is that one of them will be for attacking, the other one will be for defense, and the other one can also be for okay, let's just see what we'll do. Okay, so um this this detection PC, right? We're going to use it, we're going to install tools like Splunk, we're going to install tools like maybe Wazuh, either Splunk or Wazuh, right? You might not know some of these tools for now. Okay, I'm going to
Yeah,
make
I've heard of Splunk.
okay, good. So we're going to use them later. Okay, so we just want to do some installations, simulate some things, and then kick off eventually. You understand? Because in
Yeah.
the real world, these configurations are being done. You understand? So that you should be able to get familiar with them and so on. Okay. So we're going to install a lot of tools on this one. Okay. So let's just put a key down here. So we'll just come here and bring this guy down here and simply come here and say detection EC. So what we want to do in this detection PC, right? This is used for security purpose. No, this is used for collecting and analyzing logs, traffics, and other metrics in our network. Tools. The tools we are going to have here will be something like Wazuh or Splunk. We could do both of them together. And then we can also have something we call Nessus for vulnerability management. Nessus. So we're going to have many more, but let's just set it up like this for now. This is so that you will have a pictorial perception as we start building. You understand?
Okay.
Once in a while, we'll come back to this. You understand? So the next one we have there is the defense PC, right? Defense PC. Or do we call this defense PC? Or let's just call it client PC, because we're going to use this for events and activities that a normal client will use. Then anything that happens in that PC will forward it to the detection PC. Do you understand?
Yeah. So the actual working PC is what is doing the defense.
Yes, it's the client's PC. The working PC will be the no. I'll change this thing from defense to client's PC. You understand?
Okay.
This is used for daily activities. This is used for daily activities. Yeah, this is just enough. So the tools we are going to have here is just going to be Splunk forwarder. You understand what that means later on. So what the Splunk forwarder will do is we'll install a tool called Splunk forwarder that will be forwarding all the events to the detection PC. You understand? Yep. So we'll come here. We'll click here. So let's call it the client PC. Oh, sorry. So then, and then the third one is what we call attack PC. And so this, the OS that will be running on this one is Windows. Do we use normal Windows 7? Okay, let's use Windows Server. If possible, we might even configure Active Directory on this one. Yeah, so you've heard of these things I'm mentioning, right?
Yeah, I have heard, but I've not used
Okay.
it actively.
Okay,
But
so
yeah,
get
I know Active Directory. But the other ones I've been saying, I just
the
know
Splunk
Splunk.
and the
Yeah,
Nessus and the Wazuh. Don't worry.
I know Splunk and Nessus, but I don't know what's up.
Yep. It's an open source tool for
Okay.
use for SIM, security information and event management. So okay, which OS are we installing on this detection PC? OS. Let's install Ubuntu on it now. Ubuntu. Yeah, Ubuntu is fine. Then the attacker PC, of course, is going to be the tools that's on this one is nothing necessarily. I don't think there's any tools. It comes with its tools already. So we'll just see the OS will have yes, Kali operating system. You understand?
Yeah.
So, but this is used to attack the systems. This is used to simulate attack on the network and systems. Right. Okay, so all right, good. So any questions so far? So of course there will be a router here, a route table, because since there's only one availability zone and there's
Yeah.
only one public, so there will be two actually,
Public subnet.
two route table, one for the public subnets and one for the private
private.
subnets. So we will come here and say route table. So we'll just come here, just pick this. Control D. All right, so public route table. All right. Private route table. Okay, good. So I'm sure you understand this now. Is it?
Yes.
Okay, good. So since this is going to be going through this route table, and automatically there will be a router that will be going through this. Now, if we want to, we can also have a NAT gateway, right? That will for this private subnet. Okay. So, but let's do you want us to factor that in for now?
I don't think it's really needed like that. So.
Okay, so let's just wait. If we have need for it, we'll do it. So let's so if we've understood this so far, it means we are good to go. Okay?
Yeah.
So this is our IGW, which means our internet gateway. So everybody understands this one.
But like in this setup, do you need the RDS to be able to reach the internet or anything? We don't know, right?
It depends. For now, I'm still trying to build what I want to do, right?
Okay.
Because the idea is that this guy is going to be the database, right?
Yeah, sure.
So this attack PC, we're just putting it inside here. So it can be anybody from outside, actually. You understand? So it can be anybody from outside. So if the person, what if there's a database or there's other, apart from the client PC and the database PC? You understand? So these are where we can find what we call assets. Assets are what we term valuable, um anything that is valuable to the organization is what we term an asset. So it could be a document, it could be a computer, it could be a piece of data. You understand? They are all referred to as assets. Do you understand? So we will know how to put all those theoretical stuff. But importantly, once you're talking about cloud security, there's always once you're talking about security, our goal is always to attain the CIA triad, something we call CIA, which is what? Confidentiality, integrity, and availability. You understand? Every
Confidentiality.
yeah, confidentiality, integrity, and availability. You understand? We're going to touch on the theoretical aspect of things, but I just want to mention it. So if you're designing any network, you understand, you make sure that you are designing it to be available. Your resources must always be available when it's needed. You understand? So you want to make sure that it's not down at any point in time, because the attacker, malicious actors out there, you understand, their goal is to compromise these three things. They want to attack your system so that your system can be down. And if your system is down, it means it's unavailable. If your system is unavailable, it means you can lose data or you can lose money. Is it not true?
Yeah.
Attackers has different motivations. You understand? Their
Yeah.
motivations could be for financial reward. Their motivations can be for recognition. Their motivation can be for political instigation or influence. You understand? Or
Mm.
maybe for competitions. You understand? Or just
Yeah.
for anything. You understand? So anything they can do to steal, to corrupt, or to destroy, they steal, corrupt, or destroy. So I don't need to connect. I don't need to come and do anything. If I can steal it, fine. You don't have access to it. What if I cannot steal it, but can I corrupt it? If I cannot corrupt it, can I destroy it? You understand? Aha. So everything, if I cannot, the corruption is also part of what we call tampering. Tampering, to tamper with something. Do you understand? And
Yeah.
that tampering means it's not meeting the integrity goal. Do you understand? The integrity goal of things. For instance, every company, like AWS, for instance, if a company is hiring you as a cloud security engineer, and your job is to help them to migrate their data from on-premise to the cloud, right? As the cloud security engineer, right? Now, one of the fears of the company is that, is it secured? You understand? Hope they will not have any regret or loss. You understand? So you want to
Mm.
make sure that you are assuring your the company's data. You understand, the infrastructures and everything. It's going to be, you're going to maintain integrity. Do you understand? In other
Yeah.
words, what you say, how you met it is exactly the way it is. It has not been tampered with.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
Aha. So that has to do with integrity. I've explained availability. Then confidentiality is a different ball game entirely. You understand? So there's a different route. There's a different way to see all this. But I'm going to explain each one of them and use some illustration. We'll do some demonstration for you to get that part. But those are the cybersecurity basics or security basics of things that I'll be explaining. So in one way or the other, I'll be bringing all these concepts to you as we move on in the session. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So let's let's see how we can implement this right now. So we already know the flow, so it's just going to be like this. But let me see. Excuse me. Um, no. Let me come here and just say an arrow. Yeah. Even though this looks too big. Looks actually it's a two-way thing. It's a two-way thing because traffic is going out and coming in from users. You understand?
Mm.
Users that are accessing the internet. So it's a two-way thing. So, but let's just keep it simple for now so that I don't complicate things. All right. So let's get on to AWS platform. So where are you? Setting up the stage. Oh, okay. 3814. 3814. Okay, good. Let's see. Let's try this username. Let's try this password. Let's log in. Okay, good.
So this is how you log in every time.
For now, honestly. For now. So, which means I'll have to make sure I sort this thing out so that we can always have all those things available for our subsequent classes.
Yeah.
Because after this 2 hours 20 minutes, everything here will be deleted.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's get a VPC. All right, so this is VPC, which I'm sure you already know what it is.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so right now I think there's only one VPC. So if I click on this, you're going to see that there's only just one VPC. Do you understand?
Yeah,
So
this is
we want to
different.
create our own VPC. So if we click on create VPC, you can see this. So which of them do we use? What do you think?
Do you have time to be? I prefer using VPC only, sure. Sometimes
VPC only.
the VPC okay, you didn't plan any IPs, so yeah, you can use with VPC more.
No, it's just you. If you want us to go the route of doing everything manually, the most important thing is that you understand what I'm doing step by step and every implementation of every step of the way.
Okay, let's just use VPC more since we didn't plan anything. We didn't plan IPs or
Okay,
segmenting
okay,
anything.
okay.
Because I
Right.
know with this VPC more sometimes it messes up the IPs sometimes.
Okay. So we're just going to use a very simple IP. So we'll just come here and say, what do we call this? Cloud sec simulation. Cloud simulation. Simulation. Okay. So which IP do we use? Okay. 28. 28.00. Okay. We use /24. Yeah, this is enough. 256 IP. You understand what's going on, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. All
Using
right. So if you watch this, we're not going to use IPv6 and we are not asking them to give us a dedicated VPC. So did you say something?
No.
Okay, so if you see this VPC, right? So right now it looks like there are 4 subnets, but that's not what we want. Okay, so what we have there is
Yeah,
one
the numbers.
availability zone
Yeah,
was
exactly.
one we created, right?
Yeah,
And was also one subnet
yeah.
and one private subnet. Yeah, so
Have to.
good. So um, do we put the NAT gateway now, or should we just leave it?
Let's just leave it. At least for simplicity's
Okay,
sake.
because if we add it now, it's going to create EIP, and
Yeah, that's money. But
if
on this your console,
on
can you
this,
use some paid things?
yeah, I think so, but I've not. Yeah, I think
You've
I've
not
been
tried
able
it
to
before?
use. Yeah, it worked for me as long as it's VPC. I think it does. It's for a period of time now. After 3 hours, it logs it off. It deletes everything. Do you understand? So out of okay, let me see. If I use
Okay,
one,
try. Let's use it.
let's see. Let's see.
Oh, okay. So
VPC endpoint.
does it
Do we do
automatically
that?
put it on the private subnet?
No, we'll be the one to make sure we
That
specify.
okay.
Okay, you don't want us to do any of that. Let's put it none, no problem. So just this is public subnet one, private subnet one. So just come here. VPC endpoints is just like a way to store. So if you read
Yeah.
the endpoints can help reduce NAT gateway charges and improve security by accessing S3 directly from your
Yeah.
VPC. You understand? So, but we don't need that for now. Just keep everything very, very simple, right?
Yep.
So let's click on create VPC. All right. So let's click on VPC. So we must have created our VPC. All right. So
Okay.
the VPC is up. So if we are following the architecture that we have, we are supposed to what is it called? We are supposed to have 3 PCs in the public subnet. You understand? So we've
Okay.
been able to sketch everything. So what we're going to do directly now is just to create. So this VPC, of course, has its internet gateway
Mm.
attached by default. Because if you check,
Mm.
I'm sure it does. I'm sure. Except we want to create, since it's the one that created it for us, there will be a, what is it called? An internet gateway. Let me see.
On your left hand side, you have some.
Your internet gateway. So you see it here. It's created the
Yeah,
internet
it's
gateway.
attached.
And it has attached it to the VPC. Good. So if we're creating it manually, we would have made sure that we attached it by ourselves.
Mm.
All right, good. So since we have all those things in place, we don't need to stress ourselves. Of course, if you check here now, this is what you have here, and if you look closely, you see that this is the what is it called? This
Default.
is not our own VPC. This is the default one. You
Mm.
understand? So if we want to create the route table, even though it's going to attach it, right? But we can also create this route table and just call it let's see, cloud.
So wait, the VPC and more did not create the route table.
Yeah, normally
Oh,
it does,
yeah,
or
normally
by
it does.
default, it's supposed to associate it. But if you watch here, it didn't create it. So if you
Can you maybe
let's go
refresh?
to
Let's see.
VPC. Let's go to VPC and see. Okay,
Yeah,
let's click here. Let's see.
trying to.
Okay, it did.
Yeah, it
It did.
happens to me
Because
sometimes.
even
Yeah.
me, I was surprised why it didn't create it. I'd have gone to create it myself and attached it. Okay,
Yeah.
good. So if you watch here, it created both of them. So this is the route table for the VPC. You understand? This is the
Mm.
route table for the VPC. Now this is the route table for
Public
what is it
subnet.
called? For the public subnet and for the private subnet. You understand? So all the traffic internally is for these two routes table. Then for the main route for the VPC is this one. That's why under main you see yes. You understand? Okay, good. We're good to go. Yep, yep,
Okay.
yep, yep, yep. Okay. Let's so the next thing we want to just do is just to create our EC2 instances. Is it not true?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, so uh okay. I'd say we should write a script to do those installations part. Let's see. So what kind of instances are we installing? So on this one, on this detection PC, um, which OS. Okay, we say we are installing Ubuntu on it. So I didn't specify it again. I think okay, there's Ubuntu here.
Yeah, there's Ubuntu.
It's not showing. Let me pull it down. Okay, good. All right, good. Okay, so Ubuntu Windows Server Kali. So come here, click on launch instance, click here, and then we're doing the, okay, let's do the Kali first. We'll call it, what do we call the Kali guy? So that this is
I
the
think this
attack
was
PC.
defense attack rather.
So we'll come here, we'll just call it Kali in case, just so that we know what's going on. Okay, so now we want Kali OS. So if you look here, you won't see Kali operating system. Okay, so Kali is based off Debian. You understand? It's based off of Debian. Now, but and it's expensive too, but you won't see it here. So, but when we click on this browse more, right? We're
Yeah.
expected to see it here. Now, but for right now, if you see what it's telling us, quick AMIs is just showing us here. So, but just let's type what we want, right? So good. I was surprised. I was seeing 0 here, so I was wondering. So the marketplace is 6,000 plus. Good. So if we come here and say Kali, you understand, and hit enter, we expect it to filter it. It's not 0. Sorry, it's not 0. Okay, under quick AMIs is 0. So what we want is AWS Marketplace AMI. When we say
Okay.
marketplace, we are referring to AWS giving other companies opportunity to create their AMI and make it available for sale. You understand? It's just
Okay.
like App Store.
Mm.
You get it's just like App Store, but for AWS resources. So if you come here, there are different types you're going to see. You understand? Different types. So, but in this case, um, do we use this one? No, let's just use this. Okay, let me see. I'd have really preferred this desktop version. Okay, we can always use RDP because I want the desktop version. I don't want the normal what is it called? I don't want the normal server environment that shows you black screen. You understand?
Mm.
So yeah, so okay, we'll do something. I know you may not, but let's click on this. So I'll choose the first one, Kali, right? So
Okay.
it's for it's called Black Track. It was very, very popular back in the day. Okay, so this Kali already have some configuration attached to it. You understand? So when we click this subscribe now, also let me see. Hold on. Um no problem. So once we'll see some details, some things are already configured here. If you see this, this is T2 medium and the rest of them. So they will just tell you what they recommend you should do. Do you understand?
Yeah.
All right, so let's click on subscribe. So bring the pop-up. Let's see. All right, good. So if you watch here, it's going to populate and show you the AMI we just selected, which is Kali, and then it's going to preload the configuration. You understand? That's preloaded the configuration by itself. You understand? This AMI, notice that is loading T2.medium. You
Yeah.
understand? So you can actually click here and reduce this. You understand? But I can also increase it. But let's just leave it the way it is for now. Since you already have a lot of money given to you by AWS, so you are blessed. All right. So the key pair, do we need a key? Do we need a key? Yeah, let's um I'd have loved to create a key that all of them will be using. So let's click on create key pair. So we'll just come here and just say cloud sec simulation key. Okay, good. I'll click on create key pair. So I'll scroll down. So because we all want them to be in the same VPC, I'll click on edit, right? Please, do you understand what's going on?
Yes, yes, yes. So you select the
Okay.
exact VPC here.
Yeah, so I'll click here and choose the VPC, which is this one. And we want it not on the private subnet, but we want it to be in the public subnet. So we'll choose this one. And because it's public, it should be enabled. You understand?
Yeah.
Aha. So before it used to be automatically assigned, but now they want people to be selecting it so that they will know that you'll be charged. So yeah. So we can also create a security group for this. So but if you notice, it has its own security group. Do you understand? It has
Yeah.
its own security group. So it just gave it a name, and then you can see that it has SSH enabled. Do you understand? It
Mm.
has SSH enabled now, but we can choose to add more rules to this if we want to. Do you understand? We can choose
Yeah.
to add more rules to this. So we can click here and say add more rules. You understand? So if this is for the SSH, so we also want to be able to ping once in a while. So because by default, if you go to the on AWS, if you spin up an EC2 instance and you try to ping another person or ping another computer, it will not work
Mm.
because um it doesn't allow that kind of connection. I mean, if another computer tries to ping you, it will not reach, it will not come through.
You want to enable ICMP or which
Yes,
one?
exactly,
Okay.
exactly. So we'll just come here, enable ICMP4, so IPv4. So this is good. So let's say no problem. Anybody from anywhere can do that. So we So the next thing we might want to do this because we want to connect into this Kali OS, right? So one of the things I want to do is I want to be able to access it through something we call RDP, remote desktop protocol. Okay, remotely access it using the RDP. So I'll click on this and then we can I think if I'm correct, um let's see, RDP should be 3309, right? You still remember? Or let me see. RDP, yes. Let's see. Okay, 3389, not 3309. Okay, so we're going to just, it's only me that should be able to RDP into it. Okay, all right.
So this one is for the client PC, right?
No, this is for the attacker machine. This is the
Kali.
attacker machine. So I want to be able to connect into it using RDP if I feel like. I also want to be able to SSH into it if I feel like. So I'll use my own IP. Only me can SSH into it.
Mm.
Okay. So only me can SSH into it. But the ICMP is open to all. Anybody can ping it. Do you understand? But only me can use RDP into it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right. Any confusion? Any
No, none so far. Maybe later.
confusion?
No, no.
Okay, good. So if you notice, the volume is 12 gig, even though by default it's usually 30 or 8 gig sometimes.
Mm.
But because of the configuration that came with this Kali is 12 GB here. So let's just leave it the way it is. We can increase it if we want to. Do you understand? But we are not using it for much things. But if you notice it's giving you memory issue or so you can increase this further. Just know that if you exceed 30, it's going to be paid for. Understand? So we're going to spin up just one. So we'll click on launch instance. Let's see. Wow, subscribing to AMI failed. And then ha ha ha.
Instance launch failed. What was the reason? Because of
No. It's the
the Kali,
subscribing.
right?
Yeah,
Oh, so
because of this code cloud I'm using.
mm.
Oh, okay. Ah,
Let's use an
mm,
alternative.
okay. Don't worry. Let's go and see how others. Let's set up other ones first. I don't know. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, so the next thing we want to set up is the defense PC.
Yeah. So for that
So
Kali, like for the attack, what did you
yeah,
configure now?
for the attack PC,
Yeah, that's the Kali that
it
wasn't
is
coming.
it just meant to have Kali operating system in it. That's all.
Okay.
Yeah. So once we go with that free, but it just needs you to subscribe. But I'm sure these people turned it off. That's the reason why you cannot. I couldn't subscribe during launch. You understand?
Okay. Yeah.
I was trying to launch it and it gave me this error. You understand? So
Mm.
let's see. We try to diagnose the console error. It's probably permission or policy something. So those people disabled some of those things. So, but when you are practicing or trying to implement this, it's going to be very simple to you because once you just click on it, the only thing there is that you will just need to um close it down once you are done. You understand? Once you are done. Now, another thing we'll try to do is we'll try to see if we can I'll try and see if I can create a Terraform script
That
that
can be
will
using everything.
provision all these things. You
Okay.
understand? To provision the VPC and the EC2 instance and all those things there. You understand? So that whenever
Mm.
we're done, we can just use Terraform destroy and it wipes down everything. You get so you see this guy is just permission issue. That's the problem. So or do you want to share your screen so that we use yours and be doing this, or do I just maybe finish it just for now? Then when you watch the video again, you are practicing, you use yours. Hopefully, in the next class, I should be able to sort out mine. What do you
Yeah,
think?
maybe when I'm practicing, I can
Okay,
now use mine.
okay. So at least you understand the way we set up the attacker PC. So
Yeah,
although we're not done with this attacker PC, the goal was to convert it to we were supposed to make it a GUI. You understand? So, but again, once you get to that point, we'll know how to move to the next level. So, the next thing we are supposed to do is we'll click on this is to create the defense PC, which is or the client PC. Can we do that now? Or yeah, let's do the client PC. So come here, just type client PC. So this will be running Windows Server. Okay, so the client PC. So we just come here and choose Windows. And if you scroll down, there are different types of Windows. Okay, so there's Windows Server 2025. There's Windows. So these are different versions. You understand? So let's just leave it with the one that's currently there. You understand? So let's let's move on with this one. Okay. T3 micro is what it's using. Virtual CPU 2. So you can click here and increase it if we want to. Just know that if you are doing it officially, it's going to be costing more. Okay, so you can even go to T3 medium if you want to. So, but let's just leave it as it is so that we So let's move on. And this is going to be using the same key. Okay, we'll click on edit, and this will be in the public subnet. And this will be in the public subnet of our VPC. Enable. Okay, so we can just come here and just call it client PC SG. Okay, so security group for client PC. Okay, so what do we need for this client PC? Let's see. What should we do in this one? Let's see. Okay.
This one, you need to SSH into it.
Yes, well, no,
You need
because
to install something, right?
it's Windows, right?
Oh,
Because it's
okay.
Windows will not need SSH. It's going to be RDP.
RDP, yeah.
You understand? Yeah. So we're going to come here. So you notice RDP is already there because it's Windows. Yeah. So that is one. So I would have said we should add one or two more security group we'll need in the future. But I don't know if I should leave it now when we get to that point, because we'll be using, remember us on this client PC, we'll be installing something like the Splunk forwarder. Do you understand? Something I call the Splunk forwarder. So, but for now, okay, let's also open ICMP so that ICMP is open for anybody from anywhere. Let's add another rule and say we want to add because when we start using the Splunk forwarder, I think it works on port 9997 also. Let me see. So just come here and just say okay, is there's custom there already, so no, there's custom there already. Just come here and just say 9997 and okay, let's leave it anyway for now. I would have said let me limit this to only the defense PC, but let's just open it for now. Subsequently, we'll know how to restrict security. Okay, so yeah, I think this is all we want to do. Okay, so and let's see. Yeah, I think this is good. Any question?
No, great.
Okay, good. So let's click on launch. I hope it doesn't fail. Okay, great job, guy. Thank you for behaving well. Let's click on this to open. So while it's trying to open the other side, let's click back on this launch instance. Click on launch again, and to the last one is this guy now, detection PC, right?
Yeah.
So we'll come here and just say detection PC. So in this detection PC, we want to install Ubuntu in it, but it's not the normal Ubuntu. Okay, so if we come here and choose Ubuntu, right? Now, if you check here, you're going to notice that all this here are just Ubuntu servers. Do you understand? Ubuntu servers, which are basically the CLI version of Ubuntu. Do you get that? So if we want the desktop version of it, we have to go to the marketplace again. So we'll just come here and type Ubuntu, right? So if we come to this marketplace, we're going to see a whole lot of them. Okay. So but there's this so if you see Ubuntu and you're seeing all this, it's just telling you it's an Ubuntu machine that already has Splunk inside of it.
Yeah, so I'm seeing
You
Splunk. I
understand?
think I saw the
Uh-huh.
Wazuh just now.
So it already has the Splunk inside of it. You understand? Uh-huh. So, but that's not what we want. We don't know the configuration they did there, so that they don't come and scatter what we intend to do. Do you understand? So, but there are so many things, even Nessus. So this is the one we're going to be using for vulnerability assessment. Do you understand? So now,
Okay.
but yeah, so it's that Ubuntu, we are going to install all of them. So we cannot choose it separately. So there's a popular one. So let me come here and type Ubuntu desktop. Let's see. Okay, good. Can you see? This is what I was looking for. So there's so many of them. So we can use this one, Ubuntu desktop 22.04 web version and RDP version. So um but this is a more popular one my from for it to toll to the top, so any of them can work. 22.04 22.04 long-term support. This one is being provided support. This is just a GUI version. Okay, so one AWS review. So so it's more expensive, even though this one doesn't look like it's free. This one is free trial, but let's see. I just hope this guy too will agree. So let's
Mm-hmm.
select this one.
Wait,
Uh,
the first one didn't go, right? The
uh,
Kali. The Kali you did, it
no,
didn't work,
no,
right?
no. For subscription, it didn't
Yeah.
work. So let's click on this. We clicked on subscribe now, but let me click on this and say subscribe on launch. Let me see. Uh, uh, some of your current settings will be changed or removed if no problem. Or when no problem. Just continue. Do as you are told. Okay, let's see. So, okay, we're good. Okay. So can you see it came with T3 large, T3 large. So we can continue with that. Let's choose the same key for all of them. Even though it's not a good practice,
Mhm.
but we'll know what we'll do later. Let's see. Um, we'll click on this and choose our default VPC. And this will also be in our public subnet. And then this should also have an IP here. So it has its own security group, SSH, HTTP, HTTPS, custom TCP, see the custom TCP ports it created for itself. It
Okay.
created RDP ports again. You understand? So
Yeah.
it's not left for you to now decide and say, okay, I want this to be exactly how I want it. Do you understand? So you will be the one to decide how you want it to be. Um, okay, hold on. This is net spectrum, right? Okay, so let's see. In case we might also need one more. Let's see. Is there ICMP opened here? No.
No.
So we'll need the this is the one I just opened. Was this the one I just accessed now? Yeah, because there's
Yeah,
zero
yeah, yeah.
here. So I just click on IC custom anywhere and this one next. So what we want in this one is 9997. Okay, so yep. So just all right, good. So I think we have all we need. Yeah.
Okay, so let me understand what you did now. Please scroll up and say something.
So it came with its own security groups already, which
Okay.
we could have done, but because it came with it, no problem. HTTP, HTTPS, you understand? And then
Mm.
SSH2 was open, and then what is it called? It opened a custom port. You understand? It's a specific port for maybe one or two kind of communication. You understand? So,
Okay.
which is this 5,900 to 5,920. I think this should be for VNC, if I'm correct. It should be for VNC viewer. And then we have RDP. You understand? If you want to remotely connect to it. So you can either use RDP or you can use SSH, anyone. Then we also added the so this is another custom port that it added. You understand? So I added this ICMP and then I added this 9997. You understand? Which is for Splunk. Okay, okay, so that's all we did. Can you see?
Okay. Yeah. So you
All
chose
right.
this particular server. Why?
Because it's Ubuntu desktop. Remember what we wanted was Ubuntu desktop. And when I typed Ubuntu desktop, that was the number one we saw there.
It's not as if it has any installation on it already. That's why you prefer it.
No. It will come with Ubuntu or desktop version.
Okay, but the other things we want, the Splunk and the Wazuh, is not
No.
installed.
It's not inside. We will be the one to install all those things there.
Oh, okay.
So many of them, if you had chosen that Splunk one, you will not have a Nessus inside. And
Okay.
secondly, you don't know the kind of configurations they did. You
Yeah.
understand? So
True.
it's better you just have your own and then do the installation yourself. You understand?
Yeah.
Put the password and all the things you want to put yourself. So let's scroll down. I just hope this guy will not fail. Subscribe on launch. That's what we said. Let's see. Hey, God. Okay. Subscribing to Marketplace. Oh, God. Oh, my goodness. This is annoying. This is annoying. Oh. This is so bad. So, which means so far, we were able to do the configuration, this. So it's only this guy that we have right now.
Yeah.
Is it not true?
Yeah.
Which is our client's PC. Okay. Let me just show you how we install the. Let's just go into it first of all and see. But so far, do you understand what's going on?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, good. So since we're not doing RDS for now, let's just let it cool. You understand? So if we come here and click here and go to instances, only one guy is running here. Chat, so sad. So we'll just select this guy now. And remember, if we click on connect, you're going to notice that there's RDP client here. You understand? So on our Windows PC, normally we have something we call RDP. So if I type the Windows, you should be able to see RDP. Okay. So once I type RDP on my search bar, you should be able to see the remote desktop connection. So if we click on this, it's going to pop up. You understand? So, but it needs a file. There's a particular file it needs. You understand? So, in case you don't have it, you can click on this to download. So if I click on this, it's going to download this. So if I click on this right now, it's going to pop up using that RDP stuff. If I say connect, this is what you see. You see, it's trying to connect to this guy using this DNS. You see that? So it's asking me for password, but right now the password is hidden. I need to click here and then do some magic. You understand? So I need to prove to them that I am the owner of this instance. So it cannot just reveal the password to me. So I need to provide my key I use in creating the instance. Does that make sense? So if you click on upload private key, you will need to provide the key you use in creating the instance, and this is the key. So I'll just click on upload.
Well, it doesn't work. It doesn't work with TPK, only PEM, right?
No. If it was GUI, no. In this case, no. In this case, no. I understand what you're trying to say. If we're just trying to connect to it normally, we can use PuTTY, the PPK, which is PuTTY that uses PPK.
Yeah.
Understand? But in this case, no, that's not what we are trying to achieve. So we're going to use this, our key, to decrypt the password. So once we just click on decrypt password, it's going to show us our password here. You understand what I did? Did you get it?
No, the last one. No. What did you just do now?
Okay, let me click on cancel. I click on cancel. So see the PC, right? So I'll click on connect, right?
Okay.
So if I come to RDP client, now you see there's no password, right? And I need password to get into it. So just normally, if I had opened my RDP, this is my RDP here, right? So if I put this DNS or IP here and I click connect, it's going to ask me for the username and password. So clicking on this, downloading this file and clicking on it is the same thing with this one too. You understand? So it's going to ask you for password. It's asking you for the password. And right now, the only way we can get the password is to prove that we are the owner of this PC. So if you click on get password, it's going to tell you, okay, provide me the key they use in creating this instance. You understand? So I'll be like, so this is the key it's asking us to provide. This is the key associated with the instance.
So you upload private key.
Yeah. So I'll just click on this and say, okay, no problem. I know what you want. Let me just give you so you can free me. So I just click on it. It uploads the private key. You see that?
Yeah.
Am I too fast?
No.
Okay, good. So now, you can of course remove this if you want, right? But the most important thing is that it's trying to upload it, but ideally, let me see. Private key contents optional. Let me see. Decrypt password. Okay, it wants it to begins with this and ends with this. So, but why were you now telling me optional? Because this is private key contents optional. Yeah. So you're trying to tell me that this content here is optional. So I didn't want it to be showing now. So I was thinking it just uploaded it here. Do you see that?
Yeah,
but it's uploaded it and still need this, except it wants me to remove some things here because it says begins with this and ends with this. Okay, let me remove what is in the middle now. But no problem, Sha. The most important thing is just click on decrypt password. Can you see my cursor at the bottom right?
Yeah.
So if I click on decrypt password, you're going to see the password is showing now.
Okay, sure.
And the username is administrator. See that? Administrator. And the password is this. So I'll click on this and come. So I can use this one, or I can use this one, the one I opened by myself, or this file that I downloaded, whichever one works. If I use this one here and click on connect, it's going to do almost the same thing and ask me for some information. Okay, no. This is wrong. This is 227215. This is an old one that I put before. You see,
you have to select it from there.
So I if I want to use this one, but if you notice, this one already picked everything. Can you see 168.147.168? Because that was the file I clicked on download that time.
Okay.
Do you get the idea?
So you have to change this.
So what I'm saying is, this is the remote desktop connection app on my PC.
Yeah, you connected to another
on my PC.
one before.
So this is the old one I had connected to before. Yeah. So if I wanted to use this same app, I'll just come here and click on this, copy the DNS. Do you understand? And then I'll have to paste it here. See that? And if I click on connect, you see, it's trying to connect to that one. You see, it's asking me for username and password. So I can just put the administrator here. You see, I'm not using that one that it gave me. So do you understand what's going on now?
Yeah.
So, guy, what is going on? I didn't ask you to put all this thing. So this is it here. So if I click on this and say connect, it's going to connect. So it's almost the same thing with that other one by clicking on that file. Do you understand? Yeah. This one here. Can you see? Put administrator. It's just asking me for password. Do you get that? So if I click on OK, it's going to try to connect it. So it's asking me certificates, blah, 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 blah. Do you want to connect this? Yes, I want to connect. Thank you. Okay, so it's connected. So there we are. It's connecting to the Windows server. So this is different from the normal Windows 11, Windows 10. So this is a Windows server. All right, so let's wait a little while. Okay, good. So there we are. So we already have our Windows here. I'm sure you know if we click on this, you can still see it in a narrow way.
Yeah.
So it's remote desktop connection. It's connected to the Windows server. So you can, inside here, you can press, no, it's not this one. No. You can scroll down here and let me see. You can click here and it will show you its own start menu. Do you understand? Which is totally different from the one I have on my local PC, which is this one here. You get,
Yeah.
So if I come here and do this, this is what we have. So normally what we're supposed to install here is something called RDP. So so based on the events, different things are going to be going on here. You understand? So as the client's PC, the clients could be using it for different kinds of things. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Clients will be using it to download things, to do his normal day-to-day work. You understand? But one of the things we want to do is to make sure that all the logs for his PC, you understand? If you open this, let's open the local disk, but I want to open it from here. See why we need to give it enough memory.
It's lagging.
See, it's lagging. So I'll just click on this PC. See, it's 30 gig. So which means it used just like 7 gig. It still have a lot of free space, which means 8 gig will still do the job. You understand? But the most important thing is just the RAM, the instance type we allocate to it. That's what makes it faster. Do you understand? Because there are some things you want to install and you want it to be very, very fast. Okay, so let's open the disk drive. So if you come here and check Windows, you're going to notice there's something called, let me see, system. So it's either you find system 32. So there are different things you can find here. So but no, let's maximize this. There are many things you can find here. So there are different files. Do you understand? Different kinds of files. But let's just click on this and let's open this. No, oh no, this is the other one that I want. You understand? Now, but different things can happen here. That's the most important thing you get. So, but also on Windows, right? There's also something we call the event viewer. You understand? An event viewer, and that event viewer is used for collating all the necessary kinds of logs that you store on your computer system in terms of setup, in terms of how your computer works. You understand?
What do you
Different
call it
kinds of
again?
things. Event viewer.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah, so once you click on it, so it's instead of going to access all the log files like I was going to look for in the C drive, you understand? So the event viewer is like a GUI that helps to collate all the logs in one place. Do you understand? So if you look at this, you're going to see there are different types of logs here. There's Windows logs, there's applications and service logs. You understand? So, but if I choose on this Windows logs and I click on this, we have application logs, we have security logs. When somebody is trying to log in and when somebody fails to log in, you understand? So, like if you come to this security log, right? If you hold on a little while, it's going to populate. It's still collating. After a little while, it will collect, and that's why you see in progress. Do you understand? If you click on setup, let's see. This snap in is not responding. Why? If not done anything, you're already not responding. Kilo share. Sorry. So and you see it's populated right now. So If you see this is audit success. So if I expand this, you're going to see further that. So this is just giving me details of different things that has occurred in this computer. If there was any login field, you understand, it will tell you. So there are different kinds of things, different types of events. There are different events and different event IDs. You understand? Aha. It tells you different kinds of things. You can get who logged in, when the person logged in, and so on and so forth. Okay. So, but this is more of a SOC analyst role in terms of security
Security.
analyst.
Yeah.
But there are some of the things you're supposed to know as a cloud security person. Again, like I said before, cloud security in itself is not actually a beginner role per se. You understand? But people not every company knows what they want. They might just say cloud security person, but for a company that knows exactly what they want and the expectation, so there's a prerequisite knowledge a cloud security person is supposed to have. Do you understand? The person is supposed to grow through have a lot of foundation in cybersecurity. You understand? Then you complement it with cloud. But some persons thinks that once they just know some cloud and do AWS certification, they are good. They are good to go. You understand? But it's beyond that. You understand? Because AWS security certification will not tell you some of these things I'm showing you here. Do you
Okay.
understand? Aha. So there's a lot that meets the eye, but it's just this little things we are just covering, okay, just so that you can get. So we've not dived deep yet. Maybe when we start covering some things, following our outline, you will understand them better. But I'm just showing you some things here. And sometimes you might not be able to make sense out of all these logs. Do you understand? So that's why we might want to install something we call the Splunk event Splunk Universal Forwarder. You understand? So it's going to help us to forward all the logs that is available on the PC, on this PC, all the logs. You specify the type of logs you want. You understand? Then it will now forward it to the Splunk server, what we call Splunk Enterprise. Do you understand? So it's just that this guy did not, for some weird reason, this guy seems not to be working for us. So, but if I wanted to, let me just open the browser here and see. Okay, in case this one will choose to be slow, let's just come outside here and just open this. So if we type Splunk, you understand? We have Splunk Enterprise, you understand? So you can click on the Splunk Enterprise download, and you will need to actually create an account with them. You understand? So this is 9.41. This is the one we'll be using. So the Splunk Universal Forwarder and the Splunk Enterprise. Do you understand? Which is used for security. So if I click on this enterprise, you're going to see this, and you're also going to see this. So this is the forwarder. This is the enterprise itself. Okay. So Splunk is a very powerful tool. As you can see, you can start searching, analyzing, and visualizing your data on a powerful and easy to understand dashboard. You're going to see something like this when we start working with honey, when we create a honeypot. Do you understand? When we
Mm.
create a honeypot that's going to be used to simulate at real world attacks, how they come in. Do you understand? So let me show you what I mean by that. Threat intelligence um intelligence map. Let me see. Okay, good. Let me see. Kapasky. Oh, I don't know if their own is good, but let's just check this threat map so you can see some of the real world maps of what happens out there. Okay, good. This is another one. So this is the world entirely, around
Okay.
the whole world. Cyber threats that's occurring in real time. You understand? So these are some of the things you two also need to be on the you need to really understand and internalize. You understand? So that you can know what's happening. You understand? So if you based on different things, so if you come here, you're going to see different kinds of things. You understand? So you can click here. If you want to know more details about different types of detections and different types of attacks that has occurred. Do you understand? Different malwares and so on and so forth. But again, let me not overwhelmed you with so many of this information. So the most important thing is you can also click here. You understand? You can see different kinds of things. You understand? So you can click here to narrow it down to a specific country you may have in mind. If this is Africa, and you click on this, or you click on this to zoom in more and more and more and more and more. So this is Nigeria. This is Nigeria. I'm sure you know how I'm toggling this now. I'm sure you'll be able to toggle it. What happened? Do you understand?
Yeah.
Is it confusing?
Not entirely.
Is it?
I get the point, yeah.
Okay. So just know that it's like it's, how do I put it? Okay, let me show you this one. So you'll see the way this guy's phone work. So if you watch this now, I love this guy's own than the other one. So if you watch this now, you see this tells you there are 12 million attacks on this day. Like today, as we speak to you, there are over 12 million attack. You understand? So attacks are going on from different countries. So this is a real life threat map going on, different attacks, different traffic is just routing from one, as you ping or try to connect to one computer or another. So different things are happening. So if you watch it, you see different types of attacks. You understand? You can decide to start analyzing each of the attack to know. So this is what we call threat intelligence and the rest of them. You understand? So we'll touch some of those things so that you can understand, because as a cloud security person, you also need to know what is going on, what kind of threat is heavy out there. Like ransomware is one of the heavy attacks that is going on cloud infrastructure or cloud systems out there. Do you understand? Especially IAM and S3 buckets. Do you understand? So you can come here and ta- top targeted countries is this 5. You understand? And if your country falls under, you can read more. Do you understand? Top targeted industries, you can see it here, and you can read more and know which kind of attack befalls a specific industry, and then know how to understand that threat, then know how you can mitigate it, how your company can prepare for it. Do you understand? There's something we call CIS benchmark. There's also what we call security control mechanisms. So all these things should not confuse you. Okay. So I'm running ahead of myself to mention some of these things actually. You understand? So step by step in the course of the outline, I'll be exposing them to you in real world so you can see it. Do you understand? So but the Splunk Enterprise is going to help us to have not something exactly like this, but like a dashboard that we can see that will help us to understand how different things are happening. Do you understand? That's the most important thing. Let's see. Nigeria. So these are the kind of number of malware type trends. These are the kind of malware type trend. You see, this is ransomware, botnets, different types of bots, Telegram bots, Twitter bots, different kinds of bots attacking different people. You understand? So these are the popular type of things you get. So if you want to maybe now try to analyze more, know how to do some rabbit hole digging to read more, understand more. That's a different thing entirely. Okay, so this is Splunk Enterprise. So what you just do for me is this: just sign up to this Splunk. Remember, we don't have to always. So what you do is this: just create yourself a new Gmail account. Okay, for maybe for CloudSec. You understand? Just create yourself a new Gmail account so that we'll be using it to nothing personal. Don't put any personal information, just an email account. Then once you have the email account, start using it for some of these things. You understand? Then put a temporary any phone number, not your personal phone number. You understand? Any other thing, and that's all. Do you understand? Put any zip code you feel like. Do you understand? And then once you create an account with them, they should be able to give you access to download this on Ubuntu system. But in case you don't get to see where you can download it. If you have difficulty, let me know. else in the next class, I might even send you a link on how to do it. The same thing with this Splunk Universal Forwarder. You might not be able to install it just yet, you understand, but just to download them, you understand. So, but if you know how to, that's fine. So the next thing we're actually supposed to install is called Nessus. You understand?
Yeah.
So this is the one, Tenable Nessus. So it's what we use for vulnerability management. Okay. It's help us to scan our machines to see how many vulnerabilities we have. You understand? It can scan your computer system to see, okay, this is open, this is open, this is open, this is open, this is what is happening, different kinds of things. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So, but we'll take it slow and steady so that we don't get confused. Any questions so far? Did I confuse you?
No.
Okay, but do you understand what we
I
did?
understand. It's just that the other two servers,
Yeah, as in
we
it's
were
just
not
so
able
annoying.
to. But
Just so annoying.
can you walk me through what you were trying to achieve?
Okay,
Eva?
so the most important thing here is this, right? So this guy is just Kali we're going to set up here. On this one is Ubuntu we are setting up here. On this one is Windows we're setting up here. Okay, so the idea is that this would be our normal client PC for day-to-day stuff. And then this was going to be an Ubuntu server, okay, where we're going to install some security tools. You understand? Tools like Nessus for vulnerability management, Splunk for collating logs and visualizing the logs. You understand? Like all this threat map you see here. So if we imagine collecting the logs from this PC and then presenting it in a visualizing way like this, you understand, like a dashboard that you can see all the logs. You understand? So different ways we can get the what is it called? The logs. But the most important thing is Splunk that help us to do that. That's the Splunk Enterprise.
Yeah.
Okay, Splunk Enterprise. That's the one that helps us to collate the that's the one that helps us to use to analyze the logs that we're getting from this computer. So we have on this place, we're going to install something we call Splunk Forwarder. So it will forward the logs to the Splunk server or Splunk Enterprise. Does that make sense? Do you get it?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So this is just normal operating system. Then this Kali will use it to once in a while to see what we can attack. Okay, to
Yeah.
attacks, to simulate some attacks on this PC. You understand? We might even have another server for malware. You understand? And
Yeah.
then once based on anything that's happening to this PC, the logs will be displaying on this ones. You understand? And as a
Okay.
security person, we should be able to read everything that is happening on this particular PC. You understand? And be saying, okay, this is what is happening. This is the kind of attack that's happening. This is the port that is opened, and so on and so forth. Then, if we're mitigating it, we know what to do. So this is more like the way it happens in a traditional network. You understand?
Yeah.
But what we actually did in this traditional network is that we utilized cloud infrastructure to deploy it. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So remember when I talked about the defense layers, which is the different types of Cs that I talked about. You understand? I talked about the cloud, I talked about the cluster, I talked about the container itself, and I talked about the code. You understand? You remember those defense layers? And then when I talked about those C's there, I changed it and I told you about what we call the network, talked about the infrastructure, from the infrastructure, then the application to the data itself. You remember what I talked about? So we're still going to touch it, you understand, so that we can dive deep into it and so that you can understand how it works better. You understand? So, but I wanted us to set up something like this, you understand, so that once you have a mental picture of this, when I start explaining the theoretical session and touching some other things, it will make a lot of sense to you. Do you understand? And you'll be able to connect the dots because if I go through the theoretical routes, you still understand it. You still understand it, but you might not really be connecting the whole dots yet. You understand? So, but I'm just putting together so many things just to make sure that you have a holistic understanding on security and cloud. Do you understand? So, but if for any reason, so let's see what happened. Tomorrow is Sunday. I may not be able to. This one that this network is not helping me. And I said I'll look if I can get the Terraform script that will help us to spin up all these things. So that once we just run the script, it will create all of them. All we just have to do is just go in and do the installation. You understand? So you know that it saves us from all those difficult things we were trying to, all this step-by-step thing we are trying to do. Do you understand? So yeah. So another thing I wanted to explain, let me see. There's so many things I want to explain, which we're going to still touch on it, but okay. Hope it's screenshots a lot. Imagine when you've gotten 2,000 plus screenshots. Uh, okay. Okay, good. So this is what I'm coming. So let's see. Um, so if you look at this, you're going to see things like threat agents. You're going to see things like attack vectors. You understand? At this in cybersecurity, we talk about a lot of things. You understand? So again, depending on the company you always want to work in, okay. I tell people that if you are coming in as a cloud security for different companies, some of them would see you as a junior. Some of them will see you as a security person. Some of them will see you as a subject matter expert, an SME. You understand? So as a subject matter expert, there are a lot of things they will expect you to know and understand how to do. Do you understand? So now when we talk about this, there are things like attack vector. There's something like attack surface. You understand? You need to know what an attack surface is. You need to know what an attack vector is. Do you understand? You need to know what a threat agent is. You need to know what a malicious actor is. You understand? So they use these words interchangeably a lot of times. Do you understand? So, but you are supposed to have an understanding as to what they are. Do you get? So, but I'll take it slow and steady, but I'll be showing you this image again and again in the course of the sessions. You understand? So that you will understand. So, but if you look at this at the surface level, when we say threat agents, threats can be many things. Do you understand? Threats can be many things. It could be a human, it could be a software. You understand? A malicious actor, it could be a malware that was written, it could be SQL injection, a code. You understand? Different kinds of threat attacks or attack methods that we have out there. You understand? So, but when we say attack vector analysis, attack vectors are the paths. Okay, so if you look at this here, so the most important thing is that this is the business, but these are their what is it called? Their valuables here. Okay, what we call their assets. Okay, now they've set up a lot of controls or a lot of infrastructures. Do you understand? So a lot, not necessarily infrastructure. Just know that they have a lot of infrastructure. Okay, so it could be here, it could be here. The most important thing when I say infrastructure is something housing these assets, just like there's a building that is housing every bank before you go to see the vaults, before you get to the vaults and get to the money. You understand? Is this attack vector? It's like saying the path, which road. Did you say something?
No.
Can you hear me? Okay,
Yeah, I
okay,
can
okay.
hear you.
So, okay, so attack vector is more like which path can you follow to go and get these assets?
Okay.
Go through this route, go through this route. So if somebody say he wants to steal from the bank, it can be different routes the person can come through. The person can come as a cleaner. The person can come as a staff. The person can come as a security person. The person can come as a thief with a gun. You understand? So all those routes or paths is what we call attack vectors. You understand? So attack vectors are the paths used by attackers to access a vulnerability. And what is the word vulnerability? Weakness, flaws. Do you understand? So they look for the quick, sometimes it's not the most complex weaknesses. Sometimes it's the simplest. You understand? And funny enough, they say humans are the quickest link or the greatest weakness in a system or organization. Just like when Twitter was attacked, when there was a Twitter breach, it was through a staff that they went through. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
So when something like that, Twitter had a breach whereby some attackers started posting Bitcoin. They started posting Bitcoin through popular people, through Bill Gates, through Elon Musk, through many of the wealthy people, through their accounts. They were just posting what is it called? Bitcoin and asking people to pay money or to do something. You understand? How did it happen? It just going through one of their employees. You understand? Who had
Mm.
high level access, and I don't know how they were able. I know there's a report on that out there. You understand? So these are the kind of things I'll also be sharing with you, so that you know the other class we talked about Capital One breach. You understand, which impacted AWS. So there's also the Twitter breach. You understand? So remember again, I mentioned the word subject matter expert. The more you know these things, the more you familiarize yourself with them, the more
Mm.
enlightened you become, the more you immerse yourself into the world of security and cloud. You understand? So that you can be able to provide sound advice and sound resolutions. You understand? Because you know what you're saying and you understand the impact on the business. Do you understand? So once you can look for the greatest weakness to any control, you understand? So when we say control, security control, we are talking about principles, we are talking about systems, we are talking about structures we put in place to protect a particular asset or service or function. You understand? So different controls can be put in place, but once you can find a weakness into it, you can get access to the system. You understand? And get access to the asset, and then there will be a great impact on that business. Do you understand? So that's just what we are trying to say here. The method used to attack an asset is called a threat vector or attack vector. You understand? So the method or paths we through which we use to attack, you understand, is what we call that. So it can be called threat vector or attack vector, or attack vectors can be analyzed. So you can analyze how it's happened. You understand? So the analysis is done by studying the attack surfaces. Now, you see, this is another keyword, attack surface. So there's attack surface, there's attack vector. So attack surface are like the entry points of an application. So the entry points to different things, just like a bank, there are different entry points. It could be through the window, it could be through the back door, it could be through the roof. You understand? It could be through underground. The most important thing is all the entry points through which they can access the organization. Those are what we call attack surfaces. So one of the things that security people want to do is to ensure, is to see what they can do to reduce the attack surfaces. You understand? They want to reduce or to close up the attack surfaces. You understand? They want to make sure that the only way that you can attack them is through one or two attack surfaces, and they are ready to block it, and they've protected it. Because the more attack surfaces and a system or an organization have, the more attacks it's likely to attract. You understand? So this and more will be broken down as we dive deeper in all of these things, so that you can understand the impact of cloud security and why organizations see cloud security to
Mhm.
be very, very important. So
Yeah.
it's beyond tools, it's beyond we'll talk about a lot of tools, right? The guard duty, the AWS config, AWS security hub, and the rest of them. You understand? So, but I really wanted you to understand this. So
Mm.
what we are going to do is well, first of all, do you have any question so far?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, go ahead, please.
No. There's nothing. What did you say?
Oh, I was asking if you have any question.
No. I thought you were asking
Okay.
for asking the what you said. So what I just got is this diagram that you did now. The diagram of the network, the one you did on Draw.io. So we'll
Oh,
still use it again, but it's just the basic
yes,
architecture of what we are going to be doing going forward.
yes. So it's an architecture for what we wanted, what we implemented. So if I didn't sketch this thing and I went on and started implementing all these things I was doing here, you won't have gotten the picture.
Yeah,
Is it not true? If
sure.
especially when we got all those errors, you'll be
Yeah.
like, no, don't understand yet. You understand? So it looks like the idea is just in my head. You understand? But
Mm,
I've not communicated it to you. So, but drawing the schematic design and putting the structure, the architectural stuff for you to see it, it makes more sense. You'll be like, okay, yes, I understand what you're trying to do. You understand? I know what a subnet is. I know what a VPC is. Okay, good. So this, there'll be this, there'll be this, there'll be this. Okay, good. You understand? You can relate easily, and you know how to do the installations. You understand? So it's
yeah.
just for us to have done the installations and configured it. You understand? Out of all of them, it was just one we're able to set up, which is this guy here, which is our Windows server. You understand? So we've now started doing some installations. I'll still think and see if we're going to install Active Directory on this.
Mm,
You understand? So, but
yeah.
for now, we'll just keep things very, very simple.
Okay. That's fair.
All right. So, I think we should stop here.
Okay.
Yep. So, because there's so many things I want to touch, and if this guy is not up, I won't be able to explain a whole lot of things for you. You understand? So, but
Mm,
in the coming week, we will talk more about those defense layers. I think I'll just prepare a slide, some of these
okay.
things I'm saying, so that you can grasp them properly. You understand? So for the theoretical aspects, I'll just get a slide or I'll get a note, depending on how you prefer it. So, but I'll just something we'll talk about the defense layers in the cloud. We'll talk about how security works in the cloud because the way traditional security works is different from the way cloud security works. You understand? And then we talked about the responsibility model. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So understanding that there's shared responsibility model in the cloud, but this shared responsibility model works based on different services or based on different applications. If you are using EKS, for instance, Elastic Kubernetes Service, the kind of responsibility you need to understand how the shared responsibility model
Okay.
Kubernetes service. You understand? So
Yeah.
you need to know the degree to which you are responsible for it and the degree to which AWS is responsible. You understand?
Yeah.
Not that you understand works. Did you get?
Yeah.
Please, can you see me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
So
It
we'll
was
talk about
breaking for
that.
some time.
Okay. Yeah, I noticed it. Then we'll talk about different types of threats. You understand? We'll talk about different
Mm,
types of threats. So you understand things like SQL injection. You understand things like CSR, cross-site request forgery, CSRF. We'll talk about things like XSS. You understand? And different types of file inclusion, file upload, different types of attack, possible attacks, so that you hear about them. You understand? You can document it, write it down. Do you understand? And then we'll talk about attack attacks that can occur in AWS, popular attacks that can occur in AWS. Do you understand? And then
okay.
when we get to different sections, when we start referencing all these things, it will make a lot of sense to you. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Yeah. So these are what we were supposed to cover in the first week and second week. So the second week was supposed to be on we supposed to, so that's where we are going to use Terraform to provision some resources. And then I was thinking, do I touch security with Terraform. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But I don't want to overwhelm you as much as it's exciting for me to be doing all these
But
things.
it's on the outline, right?
Yes, yes. Let me see. Where's this guy? Okay. Okay, so this is just implement infrastructure as code using Terraform to deploy a secure cloud infrastructure, following security best practices. Yeah. So it's just the same thing we talked about now. You understand? So if this same infrastructure we create up here, you understand? So we'll just show how we can use Terraform to spin it up and then make sure that we are following security best practices. We'll use something we call TerraScan to scan the Terraform code, you understand, to be sure that we are doing everything
Right.
securely. You understand? If there's any loose end in our configuration and the rest of them, you get.
Yeah.
So yeah. Then I wanted to also talk about CIS benchmark. There's something we call CIS benchmark. You understand? So that when you want to harden, there's something we call hardening a Linux or a virtual machine. If you want to harden it, you want to make it tougher, stronger to prevent attack. You harden it. Do you understand? So you can do that if you know all the methods. But if you don't know all the methods, you can follow some regulatory bodies. Okay, just like what do they call it? Um all this water, NAFDAC, regulations and so on. You understand? They have their own prescriptions and regulations on how companies should do things or benchmarks. You understand? So you can follow their benchmarks to use to harden your computer system. Do you understand? So that's what we wanted to do. We also did something around a virtual machine, but I did not literally tell you that is what we were doing. You understand? Implementing a backup and recovery strategy for a virtual machine. You understand? And testing the recovery process to ensure it works as expected. So let's see. Some of these things, because I might want to save time, I might create separate videos for them and tell you just project or
Okay.
yeah, just watch this video for this project, for this. You understand?
Yeah.
So that we'll be covering more ground. This is where I know we might spend a whole lot of time. You understand? This guy
Yeah.
here. So it's not as simple as it looks. You understand? It's not as simple as it looks. So again, I told you we might set up Active Directory. You
Yeah.
understand? Active Directory. You understand? So that you want, because you'll be hearing the word Active Directory a lot of times in the cloud security world, in the security world. So you can know what Active Directory is. So it's more or less like a way, it's an identity management system. Do you understand? Or what we call a privilege and access management system. Do you understand? So, but there's more to it. There's more to it in the sense that it can be used to store users. Okay, for instance, when if you want to sign up to a page, they will tell you to use your email address. You
Yeah.
understand? So your social security sign on. So those are things like single sign on.
Single
You want to use
sign-on.
one login to sign in different types of applications. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So now, but in some organizations, like you can have an Active Directory whereby a user's credential and identity is stored in in an Active Directory. You understand? And all you need to do is just to connect. Once you are connected to the Active Directory, you will have access to all the applications. For example, Microsoft uses it a lot. You understand? So if you want to log into Office 365, you want to log into Azure, you want to log into all the all the Microsoft service, you don't need to start signing in again if you have Active Directory, because all the credentials, Microsoft will just check the Active Directory credentials to see your username, and then it will give you access into all of them. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Okay, so we'll touch all these things. So, but we might dwell some time into this, and there will be some theories, right? But I will try to make sure that we understand it very well. Then when we are done, we now move into some DevSecOps stuff a little bit. Do you understand? With some little DevOps things. I know you already know those ones. So, but let's just see how things go. And then we'll make progress. Yep. Let's see. Let's see.
Yeah.
There's so many things. But it's well, Sha. It's exciting for me.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. Look,
Yeah, so there's a lot of things, a whole lot of things.
let's see how we can cover ground, Sean. Anyhow.
Yep. I'm sure we'll be able to. So some of the things, like if you watch here, set up a basic SIM solution using either Elastic Stack or Splunk. We are
Mm.
already setting we are already talking about Splunk right now. Is it
Yeah,
not true?
yeah,
Uh-huh. So it's something we're already configuring. So when we get there, it's already done. So we use the Splunk to collect and analyze logs from various cloud services and applications. So we've already done it. It's just going to be a walkover. You understand? Because we've already done it. You understand? Aha.
yeah.
So it won't be a problem when we get to that point.
Mm.
Ooh, wow.
Hmm.
All right. We're going to stop here for today.
Okay.
I'm going to stop here for today. Yeah, I said I was going to ask you two things. One of them is okay, okay, oh, okay.
Forgot.
Is this SMS that came to my mind that made me to forget? So what did we conclude regarding the amount?
7.5
You see?
or 7.5. No,
$7,500
no, no,
or
no, no. No, it was 7.50.
okay. It's in pounds or in naira?
It was in Naira.
No, I don't think we agreed in naira.
Are you sure?
No, it was not in naira. Because I know
Oh,
that I did not tell you. Or maybe you did not. That was why I was like a little bit confused. Which of them did I tell you? Just so that I'll be sure.
oh, let's iron it out now, because I thought that's what we agreed on.
No, no.
Oh, that means when we are talking, we need to be adding the,
No, what happened was this. I think, you asked me that time and I told you £1,000, right?
yeah.
Then you now mentioned what was it 650 you mentioned or 600? I don't know which of them you mentioned. So I
Yeah, I
think it's
mentioned,
600 you mentioned. So I was thinking what you were mentioning £600, right?
oh,
So in my mind, I was like, no, still this thing does not, you understand? So that was why I was like, okay, let's leave it at £750. So
oh.
I said, let me be sure again. Let me ask you just to be sure that you got
Eh,
an understanding of everything. So
no, I wasn't talking in pounds, though, to be honest with you. I thought we were talking about Naira.
nah, nah, nah,
Uh,
nah. Let me show you this. I know I've showed you before now. I've showed you. So I showed you. So let me see. Braric. Uh, I know I've showed you before. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. So if you, this was what I showed you before, right? So these people, their training is currently, let me see, training. So these are two trainings. So if you see, their training is, I think it started March 6th, 2025. If we click on no more, let me see, register now. So if you check here, can you see the cost for their own training? It's in pounds.
yeah.
And their own is just basically for 13 weeks. It's not even the 13 weeks, but if you see the scope of what they will cover, do you understand? This is what they will cover. Do you understand? Compared to the depth of what I was going to cover. You understand? And because I don't like watering things down, but ideally, right? At least I know I factored all these things in when I
Yeah.
was building the curriculum. You understand? So when I looked at all of that, I was like, let me give you something that I know that it has a lot of value in it. Do you understand? So
Okay.
that was why when I told you that amount, so that was why when I finished all of that and I told you, okay, this is the amount that we do it for the training.
Honestly, I misjudged. I thought we were talking of Naira.
Nah, nah,
I should have said no. Because right now
nah.
I have a lot going on in my life. So I was
You want
trying
to
to,
get married? You're married
no,
already
no,
now?
no,
Are
I'm not
you?
married though. Married. I'm a young boy. Married though.
Ah, I was
I'm not
hearing
married though.
one wonderful auntie beside
No,
you.
that's my
Although,
sister.
okay.
Yeah, my
Ah,
sister came around.
I was thinking you're married
Oh,
though.
I just have a lot going on for me now. That's why I just try to squeeze myself.
Hmm.
Initially. I'll now, let me think.
How do you
So,
suggest? What do we do?
because you're also saying it has to be paid in 2 months. So that was my constraint. Yeah, 2 months is a bit small.
Okay, so what's on your mind? I want to make it very flexible for you. You understand? Now, to be honest with you, um, the last cloud security training I did for someone, right? And his name is Ayo, right? He stays
Yeah,
in the US, right?
yeah.
His curriculum was not as lengthy or this detailed and laced with a lot of hands-on stuff, right? So, but what he paid was um yeah, what he paid was 700K. I mean 800. Okay, he paid 500, then he paid 300. What
That's
he paid
Naira.
was 800,000 naira. You understand?
Okay.
800,000 naira. And this was last year. Do you understand? And it was not even half of what I covered in this outline here. You understand?
Mm,
So it was majorly the beginner stuff that we even did. Do you understand? So this is me trying to be very transparent with you. You understand? So
mm,
I was like, that was why when I was asking you that time, so do you know this beginner? Do you understand this basics aspect of it? Would you want us to go deep dive? You understand? So such that if you can cover all this, you can say yes, you have a good understanding, you have a good position, you can now grow your career in cloud security. You understand? So that's why I went all deep like that. So, but feel free and tell me what you can do. And if it's something I can work with, I'll tell you. You understand? So that
okay.
I don't make it difficult for you. Because I won't lie to you. It's
I get to
it's
know, I
not
get to
just costing time, but it's costing a lot to
Yeah.
do some of these
So,
things.
so first things first, the timeline is a bit, I've been disturbing you for this thing for like
Yes,
how
yes,
many,
yes,
like the whole time now. So that was when I
yes.
actually like, maybe I was a big boy and playing, but like now
Ah,
I have
Chineke, what
like,
happened?
no,
What
when you're
happened?
doing a lot of things at the same time. So
Okay.
that was just crazy. So number one, time constraints. The 2 months that you're giving me it might be too
No, no, no.
small.
We will not be able to cover this in 2 months.
No. I mean time to pay. Like we agreed it
Okay.
was 2 months before.
What timeline can you work with?
Maybe around 3 months, 3.5 months, kind of, yeah. Not more than that, yeah.
Okay.
So then for the price, we agreed it was 750.
Okay, let me be
I
honest
don't
with
know
you.
how much pounds is
See,
there.
see the challenge I have, right?
Mm,
I wish you understand like this, like it's a training I'm doing, right? So let me see if I can show you. So if you watch here, right, you're going to see, so these are some private trainings I'm doing. This is your own channel here, but this is some other trainings I'm doing here. But this is another person I'm also doing training with her. Madam say that she also wants me to take some private trainings for her children. You understand? A DevOps private training. So she made payments yesterday, right? Now,
Yeah.
but see the reason why I'm explaining you are on. It's one thing for me to, so what her payment was, yeah, £1,000, right?
Yeah.
Now, what did I teach her? Let me show you so you can see. Let me see. I'm just trying to find the outline. Okay, good. Let me see if I can find the outline. Mm, okay, it's something similar to this guy's own. Yeah, so it's something similar to his own. Do you understand? So this is, he just started his own training. You understand?
Yeah.
So, but this is the outline. You understand? So this is what they want me to teach them. You understand? Practically hands-on with a lot of projects. So it's more of projects, but what they should be able to understand this. Do you understand? Now, for this person, for her, it was £1,000. You understand? Now, for this person, it was 1,000 too. Now, but see where the problem is with this woman's own, right? Based on when, if you compare when a dollar, so that time the amount for pounds to naira, I think was 2,000 something. Do you understand?
Mm.
So, and if you check how much, so now that she has paid her money because of the number of times we did the splitting, right? That she should pay the money. She said she wants to pay it 3, 4 times. No, I think it was 4 times. She said she wanted to do her payments, right?
Yeah.
Now, after she paid the first one and the second one, so I think I have lost close to, if not 200 or 400,000 naira, right? Just because of the exchange rate difference. I don't know if you understand. Because if the money reduces, I think a naira to pound is around 1,000 something now. Unlike before that, it was do you understand what I'm trying to say? If you check,
Yeah.
let's
So I,
say
I, I know what the problem is, but when you finish, I'll explain to you.
so I don't even know what to tell the woman, whether I should tell her to that no, the amount, the conversion rate that time is what she has to pay. Do you understand? So I think that time it was about 200, it was 2,000 plus. You understand? But currently it's around this number. You understand? It's now around this number. So after she paid it, I don't even know what to tell her. You understand? So why did I say that? I said that to say that if we are doing just look for what works for you and just let me know how you can pay it, and then I'm sure we'll be able to flow. It won't be
Yeah.
difficult for you.
So
Just let me know.
why I was saying that, okay, this woman now, is she in Nigeria or she's in UK?
The other guy is in Nigeria for
Yeah.
my private training. Like, let me show you. The woman is in UK. This one is in UK. This one is in Nigeria. This one is in UK. But all their money is in pounds. So if you check what I did here, let me show you. Okay, still on this. Let me see if I put this thing here. Okay, so that you know that it's okay. So if you watch here, you're going to see this. Can you see that? So
Yeah.
if you watch this, this is what you're going to get. So Now, if we want to work with the Nigerian rate, so if you watch here, you're going to see that cloud security training just for beginners alone is 700. Private exclusive intermediate is 900K. So if you say you want to learn the beginners and intermediate is 700 plus 900.
So
You say
which
you
one
want
am
to
I
learn,
doing?
you're
Which one
doing
am I
so the
doing?
way it works is private exclusive is just one person. Private group is when you have 2 or 3 persons, like you and your friends,
Yeah.
2 or 3 persons. Then general is like a boot camp.
Yeah.
You get my point, right?
Mm.
So that's how it is.
So which am I doing, advanced or intermediate?
It's actually beginners to advance,
Okay, so
but
I'm doing the
in the
advanced.
advance, there's still in the beginner to advance, there's still some things. It's actually beginner to intermediate, but there are still some things here that we are not because if I have to include everything, it's going to be more than 6 months. Uh-huh. And we are
Okay.
working with timeline too. So it would be unfair if I tell you that it's going to be everything you need to. So because I actually added advanced topics inside the curriculum. So I did not use this in beginners, intermediate, advanced to do it for you. I prepared it like a customized outline for somebody that wants to learn something. I don't know if you understand. If I
Yeah.
wanted to give you one for beginners, it's a different thing. One for intermediate, it's a different thing. You get. So that's the So if you look at it, it's not something I just did now. It's something that was there before. Do you
Okay.
get?
I get.
So
So what you are saying is intermediate, right? I'm asking now. Why are you laughing? I'm just
you
asking. That's
see,
what you mean. You
yeah,
mean it's
it's
intermediate,
beginner to intermediate. Yep.
beginner to intermediate, or intermediate? Like,
No, because there are some
do you
things that
understand? Like intermediate.
I
Like, if you are
understand
teaching
what
intermediate,
you're trying to say.
won't you teach the beginner? Like if you are doing
That's
an
what I'm
intermediate
saying.
course,
If you
you
are
know.
teaching the way I do it is like this. So except the person comes and say, "Oh, okay, I just give me only this one." You understand? So, but
Mm.
the outline I prepared is expected to bring you in from this place up to this point.
So it's the
Do you
price of
understand?
those two combined together.
Exactly. So, but
Hey,
I don't want to use this for you. That is why I did not even show you this in the first place. You understand?
yeah.
So
Huh.
just let me know what you think you can do, and then we'll know how to handle it.
Okay, no problem. It's clear. Now you're speaking in naira. When you're speaking in pounds, I don't earn in pounds now. If I was earning in pounds, I won't even be taking class.
You say what?
If I was earning in pounds, I won't even disturb you for any private session.
Why?
Yes, I'll just be living my life.
Who
I'll
told
just
you?
live my life.
Ah,
Yes.
and what about the people that are earning in pounds that are coming for
Ah,
training? Ah,
no. But if
bros,
I was
if you
earning
know
in pounds, I will not be bargaining with you like that and saying, remove this one. I'm earning in naira, Nigerian naira.
Hey God.
So no,
So
let me sleep over it. I've seen the prices and all. I know what I can do. So let me check
okay.
one or two things. Maybe by tomorrow evening,
All right.
can get back to you. Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, no problem. All right now. Thanks, man.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah, thanks. Good night.
Oh,
Bye.
I was supposed to stop this recording since I left it
Oh
to
yeah,
record.
we'll talk about money. Yeah.
All right now. Thank you very much, Chief. Good night,
Yeah.
okay?
Good night. Bye.
All right. Oh Jesus. Let's stop this.